What it do, baby boos? We are back with another YouTube video. Thank you guys all for all of y'all's love on the vlogs, but this is a new style video. We're about to get into some pop culture topics, psychology topics, beauty standard topics, and we are going to talk about something that has been bothering me, the TV show Wags Miami. And I'm really passionate about dark-skinned women. As you can see, I'm a dark-skinned woman, and just colorism overall, especially when it comes to pop culture and when it's just like not so obvious, but it's clearly right in front of our faces. And I couldn't help but notice some super glaring issues on this season of Wags Miami. If you have not watched it, I believe it's on Netflix. I binged the whole season this week, and it was pretty entertaining, honestly, and a pretty good show. And specifically, colorism played a big role to me in the show. And I'm not doing this video to call anyone a colorist. I'm just doing this video to show you guys how colorism shows up without us even knowing, and how we can be better morally and change the narrative, especially for dark-skinned women like myself. So grab a drink, grab your snacks, grab some grapes, and get comfy, and let's unpack this. So the issue on Wags Miami, if you know or have seen the show, there is Sharelle on the show, there is Stoni on the show, Alexis, Keita, Sade, yes, Jules. I'm missing someone for sure, but that's who's on the show.
Your reputation is everything.
If I can't benefit from you, I'm not around you.
Sharelle feels like she's the only boss in the crew.
Stoni was not invited.
Once you show your ass, I don't want that around me.
I am not friends with clearly any of y'all.
Stop judging me. Let me show you who I really am.
It's not like I was your man.
A big topic of the show is the topic of colorism, right? And at the center of that, you do have you and Stoni. And I just want to know, do you wish that you could have handled things just differently before we went?
Definitely. You know, when you're filming, you want to hit key points because, I mean, you're filming. There were more things discussed and said that explain, you know, why I wasn't dealing with Stoni. But of course, when you have, sometimes I come off too direct. Sometimes it's just like, but of course we go to the extreme because it's TV. You know, we're making a TV show. So of course, there could have been a better situation, but at that moment, everyone was speaking in regards to who Stoni was and why, you know, different people don't deal with her.
Stoni is one of the cast members, and she is being outcasted on the show. If you don't know who Stoni is, she is one of Rick Ross's ex-baby mamas, ex-girlfriends. She was outed by 50 Cent for revenge porn, honestly, and 50 Cent and Rick Ross were beefing back in the day. If you is grown, you know that beef. And they put out a sex tape on This Is 50, and she has not been able to live that down. Stoni is a dark-skinned woman. Let's just start there. The only dark-skinned woman on this show. And then we have Sharelle, who is posing herself as the HBIC in charge. She is also the producer of the show. She's from Selling Tampa, which got canceled. And now it's like the Wags Miami is like a Selling Tampa 2.0, but like they're mixing it up to make it, I guess, more appealing to everyone. I liked Selling Tampa. I thought it was a really good show. But Sharelle is extremely successful with an ex-fiance now, T, to Ocho Cinco, and she just is claiming herself to be like the person bringing all these girls together. But for whatever reason, she does not like Stoni. Well, not for whatever reason, for a reason. Sharelle claims that she doesn't like Stoni because of the sex tape, and she doesn't associate with people who are grown and don't know what to do with their money. I guess Stoni got a huge settlement from the whole This Is 50 thing, and from watching the show, Stoni put all of that into her business. Like, she tried. Was the business successful? No. Are all businesses successful? No. So Stoni did what she had to do and did what she could do with the knowledge that she had in that moment. So to shame someone is extremely wrong and not cool. So Charelle is not messing with Stoni for the entire season, and this could literally just be a storyline that Stoni is also a part of. But regardless if it's true or false, whether like Charelle really feels this way or if she's just doing it for TV is honestly messed up, because she is the only dark-skinned woman, and all of these women clearly have a past. They clearly all have niggas or men with hella babies and baby mamas, like over 10 or 8 to 10 baby mamas. Ocho Cinco, we know his past with Evelyn Lozado. I think he allegedly banged her head on the wall. I don't know what that was, but he has a past within itself too. And 8 to 10 kids. So if you are judging people from their past, what are you really judging on? Are you saying that if you have money or if you are a certain social status that you can have hella baby, that you can have a shitty past, but you're still worthy and valuable to be friends with? That's what it's giving. And Charelle is really cool with Alexis. She's really cool with MJ. That's who I didn't mention before. MJ is Kodak Black's baby mama. She's 22 years old. She's one of my favorite characters on the show. She is just very much so authentic, genuine, turned up, beautiful, and she's just in a relationship and learning. That's what I see. And she is doing what she needs to do for herself and her family as far as being a real estate agent and working under Charelle. So with that being said, MJ was on there fighting. She got arrested during taping, yet no one's telling her about her past. And granted, Charelle is definitely trying to mentor MJ and whatnot, but it's very clear who Charelle picks and chooses to value, and it's not the dark-skinned woman. And it's crazy because someone can be violent, have violent outbursts, talk crazy right here in the moment, but you are choosing to judge Stoni for her past. The girls are so quick to embrace other messy stories. When it comes to Stoni, the only dark-skinned woman on the show, there's suddenly this hierarchy and moral high ground that they're stepping on. And it's like, let's just be real. This is not about Stoni's story. To me, it's really about the color of her skin, or just how people just throw away people of dark skin. Why does this matter? From a psychological perspective, this taps into something much deeper. The bias and stereotypes that are tied to darker skin tones, and colorism is a form of discrimination, period. And it's something that I think happens and you don't know it's happening. And it's where lighter skin is favored over darker skin. And even it happens in the same racial groups, and not just with Black racial groups, with Asian racial groups, Indian, Hispanic. And it's just not about looks, it's about assumption of character, morality, and value. And dark-skinned women have often been portrayed very aggressive, hypersexual, and less deserving of grace and redemption in the media and overall. And meanwhile, light-skinned women seem to always get the benefit of the doubt. They can be the crazy girlfriend. They can do all these things without it being aggressive. And even when the actions are the same, or even worse. Cough, cough, MJ dragging somebody out of her car. And the shows like Wags Miami are reinforcing this narrative, whether it's intentional or not. It might not, and I feel like Charelle might not even know that she was doing that or did that. But even outside of that, they just didn't treat her right. Like they were talking about her outfits, like they just weren't giving her the same embrace that they were giving other people. And I feel like I never really thought I experienced that until recently. I feel like the friends that I choose, we aren't like that. But when I am around other people who may have had a bad experience with a dark-skinned girl when they were younger, I feel like they have held that resentment towards me, or they think that I'm more serious or more aggressive, or just like not as worthy of their embrace in a sense. And I have noticed that, and it's mind-boggling. So I'm like the sweetest person in the world, but that's what happens. And it's not even just about colorism. There's texturism. So it's like, let's say I've been told, okay, because you're a dark-skinned woman with exotic features, like you have a different, I'm embraced differently than someone who would have a different set of features that aren't looked at as quote unquote exotic, if that makes any sense. And let's not forget about how beauty standards tie into all of this. In Miami, the city is already infamous for its colorist beauty culture. The dark-skinned girls aren't getting into the club without their light-skinned BBL girl, homegirl. They not. Without their Dominican friend, they're not getting to the club. And I believe that Stoni's presence on the show disrupts that narrative. She's dark-skinned, she's beautiful, she did date a rapper, she does have a good personality, she's unapologetic, but instead of celebrating that, and she has a beautiful store, a boutique also, they're choosing to villainize her and in her storyline. And this is something I personally experienced too, like I told you guys before. I feel like I've been judged more harshly for my mistakes and as a dark-skinned woman, and I'm always like, okay, like what is this difference? Like I feel like there's a difference only in certain social groups. That is the difference. That's it. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm out and everyone's getting talked to in the spot but me? That's the difference. And you could say, and I get chose all the time. It's not even about that at all. I also don't give a fuck because I don't want to be chose by those people. But it's very clear and evident how light-skinned people or light-skinned women are treated versus dark-skinned women, especially in Miami, New York, LA, socialite and like club culture, or not even club culture, but like socialite industry culture. Beauty standards often center on light skin, looser curls, and Eurocentric features, and it's really exhausting because dark-skinned women are made to feel like we're not enough. And we had to do so much more to be considered beautiful and enough. But I want to tell you right now, if you have ever felt this way, it's not true. You're beautiful, you're worthy, you belong, you are that girl. We have seen a rise of people learning how to appreciate our skin tone. Honestly, F them, we already know who we are and what we are. And I even recall there is a popular collective that a lot of girls are in New York, like a membership collective situation. And it was very clear that maybe they were wannabe AKAs, I don't know. But it's very clear that they are choosing light-skinned women over dark-skinned women when it comes to who's in this collective. When it was supposed to be about work and your accolades and things like that. So it is very unfortunate, and I really hope that people learn from this, and I really hope that Stoni didn't let this like break her at all and actually let it build her. And I don't want to say that any of the girls on the show are colorists. I think they are all beautiful and successful in their own right, and I just want that to stop. Like, let's just treat everyone the same. And that, like I've been saying, it's just so tricky and it's so slick the way that it happens, especially within our community. So I just wanted to address it, and for a call to action, like what can we do about this? And I think that first we have to recognize colorism when we see it. Whether it's on a show like Wags Miami or whether it's in our real day, everyday lives. That dude who's saying, oh, I like the light skin girl with curly hair, clock it. You know, like if you are going out with your homegirls and you're a dark skinned girl and you notice like everyone getting into the club but the bouncer looks you upside down, clock it, you know, especially in this era when we are all supposed to be sticking together. And y'all all are liking Afro beats and stuff too and love African culture, but when it comes to just a regular dark skin girl, you ain't jacking it. Clock it. So we need to have more conversations about it, call it out, whether it's with your homegirls. I call it out with my homegirls all the time. And we need to amplify and support dark-skinned women, however that is, who are breaking barriers, whether they're in media, in beauty, in whatever the space, amplify them. And finally, for my beautiful brown skin, chocolate skin, dark skin sisters out there, You are gorgeous. You are valued. I see you. If they don't see you, someone sees you. There's someone out there for you. And the world may try to judge you unfairly, but your worth is infinite. Keep shining and keep loving and just keep being beautiful and showing up. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is Penny for Your Thoughts. If you like that little chit chat, you would love the podcast. So get into the podcast and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, let's really talk about it. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from everybody. I don't think that everyone is a colorist at all or nothing like that. So let's talk about it. And let's talk about Wags Miami. I like it. I love that show. Let's talk about Jules. Let's talk about that. And have you ever noticed colorism in media or in your own life? Comment down below, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And until next time, stay beautiful, stay lovely, stay gracious, and bye.